You know, it's funny how an ordinary Tuesday can turn into the kind of story that sticks with you forever, the kind that makes you question everything about loyalty and what it really means to stand up for someone. Picture this. In the sleepy little town of Willow Creek, right outside the old county courthouse, a woman named Lisa Harper, just a third-grade teacher trying to get her student, little 8-year-old Joey Ramirez, safely across the square after school, spots trouble brewing like a storm cloud nobody else sees coming. And in that split second, with a knife flashing in the sunlight aimed straight at the back of a guy she doesn't even know, she doesn't think twice. She shoves Joey out of harm's way and takes the hit herself, crumpling to those cold stone steps with blood pooling around her like some nightmare she never signed up for. Lisa wasn't part of that world, you see. She was all about crayons and spelling tests, not leather jackets and revving engines. But there she was, bleeding out because Victor Kane, this wiry, hate-filled rival from a competing biker crew called the Shadow Wolves, had been nursing a grudge against Max Thunder Riley, the iron-willed leader of the Iron Eagles motorcycle club. Victor's beef went deep. Man, it wasn't just some random spat. Years back, Max had edged him out in a turf war over control of the back roads leading into Willow Creek, costing Victor his rep, his crew's respect, and even a chunk of illegal hauling gigs that kept his pockets lined. So Victor sneaks into the crowd that day, eyes locked on Max, who's there supporting a buddy on trial inside, and he lunges with that blade, snarling under his breath. This ends now. Riley, your empire crumbles today, but fate twists it all when Joey freezes right in the path, and Lisa, heart pounding like a drum, dives in front. The knife sinks into her side, hot and vicious, and she gasps, whispering to Joey as she falls, "Run, kiddo. Just run." The chaos erupts then, screams from the crowd, cops rushing in. But Max, this towering figure with scars that tell stories of his own, catches Lisa before she hits the ground fully, his arms wrapping around her like he's holding something fragile for the first time in his rough life. "You hang on. Damn it," he growls, his voice cracking just a bit, guilt flooding him because he knows that blade was meant for him, not this innocent teacher who's now fading fast. Victor gets tackled by Max's guys, laughing through bloodied teeth as he's cuffed, taunting, "She won't last the night. Thunder, her blood's on your hands now. Enjoy that." And it hits Max like a freight train, this mix of rage and something deeper, a debt he never asked for but can't ignore. Paramedics swarm, wheeling Lisa away with sirens wailing, and Max climbs into the ambulance uninvited, staring down the medics who dare protest, his presence like a wall nobody wants to climb. Hours drag on in that sterile hospital waiting room, the kind where time feels like it's mocking you. Lisa's in surgery, her heart flatlining twice, doctors muttering about shredded arteries and lost blood, and Max paces, fists clenched, donating his own O negative on the spot, because, hell, if she bled for him, the least he can do is bleed back. Word spreads like wildfire through the Iron Eagles network. Chapters from neighboring states fire up their bikes, roaring through the night, because a woman outside their world just redefined brotherhood by shielding one of their own and a kid from the crossfire of their wars. By dawn, the parking lot's a sea of chrome and leather, over 200 riders standing silent vigil, not causing trouble, just there, engines idling low like a heartbeat matching Lisa's fragile one inside. Cops try to shoo them off, yelling about intimidation, but Max stares them down, voice steady. "She's fighting because of us. You want peace? Let us honor that." And they back off, uneasy, because this isn't the rowdy gang they expected. It's something quieter, more profound. Meanwhile, Victor's smirking in his holding cell, convinced the Eagles are rallying for war, not realizing it's Lisa's quiet courage that's lit this fire, her inner strength, that teacher who always put kids first, now battling for her life because she couldn't stand by while innocence got caught in the ugliness of old grudges. Public opinion splits wide open. Some call her reckless for jumping into biker drama. Others hail her as a hero, and Joey's tear-streaked face on the news, repeating, "She saved me. Why'd she do that?" tips the scales, hashtags exploding like "Stand with Lisa," turning the town into a pressure cooker. Then comes the turnaround, the unexpected punch that flips everything. Lisa wakes up at dawn, eyelids fluttering against the harsh lights, Her first raspy words not about her pain, but, "The kid. Is Joey okay?" Doctors are stunned, nurses tearing up because by all rights she should have slipped away. But there's this grit in her, forged from years of dealing with tough classrooms and tougher personal losses, like losing her own brother to senseless violence years ago, which made her vow never to let another child suffer if she could help it. Max hears the news and rides straight over, slipping into her room despite protests, and their eyes meet. Hers weak but fierce, his humbled. "You didn't have to do that," he mutters, and she manages a faint smile. Couldn't let history repeat. Not on my watch. And in that moment, he sees her not as an outsider, but as the truest kind of ally, promising quietly, "We'll make sure Joey never faces that shadow again. And neither will you." The Eagles double down then, splitting forces. Half stay at the hospital. The rest surround the courthouse for Victor's trial, not with fists raised but arms folded, a wall of silence that speaks louder than any riot. Their presence a direct counter to Victor's arrogance, born from that turf war that left him bitter and plotting revenge to reclaim his power. Inside the courtroom, tensions thick as fog. Victor sneers at the judge. "This town's scared of shadows. But watch, my wolves will bite back." But Joey's testimony crushes him, the kid's voice shaking yet strong. "She jumped in front. For me." And the jury's faces harden, the prosecutor hammering home how Victor's hate nearly stole 2 lives. Deliberations drag, but when the verdict drops, guilty on attempted murder, assault, all of it, Victor's smirk shatters, him yelling, "This ain't justice, it's payback," as the gavel slams, and outside, engines roar in triumph, a thunderous salute shaking the windows, not destructive, just victorious, like the whole town exhales. Lisa hears that roar from her bed, tears mixing with a relieved laugh, knowing justice landed not just for her, but for Joey, whose future's now brighter because one act rippled out, binding outlaws and everyday folks in ways nobody saw coming. Weeks later, as she heals, slow steps down hospital halls, visits from Eagles bringing awkward flowers and gruff thanks. The town changes. Those bikers, once feared for their rough edges, now seen as guardians, their loyalty echoing in quiet nods from neighbors. On discharge day, they line the street, engines purring as she wheels out, a corridor of honor that brings the community together, clapping, waving, like some Hollywood ending where sacrifice wins. But here's the thing that still nags at me. Makes you wonder, was that vigil pure respect, or did it tip the scales, intimidating the system into a guilty verdict faster than it might have gone otherwise? I mean, loyalty's beautiful, but when it thunders outside a courthouse, does it bend justice? Or just remind it to stand tall? What do you think? Drop your take in the comments. Share if you've seen something like this in your own town, because stories like Lisa's, they make us question where the line is between right and raw power. Hit subscribe if you want more real-life twists that hit close to home, and let's chat about it below.